Through the streets of Windsor this morning strode some of Her Majesty's Armed Forces. The household cavalry then stood silently, their horses too. The first of many tributes today, just metres from where the Queen was waking up, alone. More flowers have been left this morning, but those outside Windsor Castle last night have been moved inside to St George's Chapel, partly to encourage the public not to gather, but also so the family can look at them privately.
I think that it would be quite natural for the Queen to wake up. For the first time, she knows that she is going to be on her own for the rest of her life and that she's a widow. And I think it would be understandable if she decided not to get out of bed, but being the Queen, of course, she will. She'll think of everybody else in the family.
At midday, a gun salute will mark the Duke's death. 41 rounds, one round fired every minute, in all 4 home nations and at sea.
Well, the saluting is what the armed forces do to pay a compliment. And so today, where we had the death of the Duke of Edinburgh yesterday, is the opportunity for the armed forces across the nation and in one of the dependent territories and across the Commonwealth and ships at sea to pay that solemn compliment to a much-loved Duke of Edinburgh.
Such a gun salute was last used to mark the death of Winston Churchill in 1965, but has been used to honour significant national events since at least the 18th century. The public is being encouraged to observe them not in person, but on television. Also later today, the first details may be released of what's expected to be a ceremonial royal funeral, likely to be held at St George's Chapel in Windsor. The Queen will sign off the final approval of the plans, which have had to be adapted to prevent crowds gathering during a pandemic. It's thought that Prince Harry will be present to say goodbye to his grandfather, though possibly without his pregnant wife Meghan. It would be the first time that Harry has seen other members of the royal family since the pair's recent interview with Oprah Winfrey. There is also the issue of quarantine. The Prince would need to fly from America this weekend to be free for the funeral in a week or so, unless he is granted a special diplomatic exemption. Sporting events will continue over the weekend, including the Grand National, where there will be a 2-minute silence again at Aintree. There may well be special interest in one of the horses in the big race, Sub-Lieutenant. That was one of the Duke's ranks as he progressed through the Royal Navy, and whose current highest-ranking officer has paid tribute to his 14 years' service in it and lifelong love of it.
His delight in all aspects of the naval service and his deep understanding of our values, standards and ethos made him such a close friend to the service for over 8 decades. And he will really be deeply missed by all of us.
Prince Philip had already entrusted his greatest legacy to his youngest child, Prince Edward, taking over as head of the hugely successful Duke of Edinburgh's award scheme.
Well, we are very fortunate that His Royal Highness the Earl of Wessex, Prince Edward, is very actively involved in the award, both in the UK and internationally, and he has taken on the baton from his father when he retired in 2017 and is a hugely active supporter of the award. So I'm feeling very optimistic.
It is not known yet when we will see any members of the royal family in public, a family who for now privately grieve. Richard Pallo, ITV News.